everybody. Cam and T back at it again with another episode of the Cam and T podcast, season two,
Season
episode
two.
one. Episode technically 31, to be honest. We back, man. It feels good, bro. Cam, what's going on, man? Happy first day back on the pod, bro. What's going on, man?
Man, I can't complain. I'm doing good. Everything's all good. I'm glad we back.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It was a long time coming. I kind of missed it. You know what I'm saying?
Bro, it's crazy. Like, I would say like 2 weeks ago, I was like,
Yeah.
dang, I really kind of like miss being. Oh, my bad, y'all. My phone was going off. But I was like, dang, I really miss being on the pod low key. Like,
Yeah.
it's like I had gotten so used to that being like my routine. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, so I was like, dang, like I'm kind of ready to get back at it. Like, and this was when like free agency was popping off and all that like crazy. I was like, dang, this would be a perfect time to be on the pod. So, man, we glad to be back, man. We're excited. We got so much planned for y'all this season. Super excited. My birthday is in 2 days. I'm about to be 29.
Yes, sir.
So that's crazy in itself. And I'm just blessed and highly favored to be here another year and to be able to do these things that we do. But yeah, man, it's just crazy, bro. Like, we just glad to be back, though. We glad to see y'all back. Please get in the comment section and interact with us. A lot of people are saying, hey, man, happy to have y'all back. Jordan Poolsey said, hey, man, been missing the pod too, bro. Malik said, welcome back finally. Man, it's good to see the love, man. We really do appreciate it. And yeah, man, we just excited, bro. We excited to have a great season 2, man. And we just rejuvenated. I am glad we took the break because now we are like rejuvenated. Me and Cam been able to bounce ideas off each other about content. We're posting more graphics now, if y'all haven't noticed. So yeah, man, it's just really good to be back, and we're really excited about everything. But we got a fun show for y'all tonight, man. It's gonna be fun. We're gonna talk a lot about the NFL free agency, trade talks, trade stuff that we might have missed. NFL draft talk. JJ McCarthy is getting a lot of hype, man. So we want to talk about that a little bit. The ACC has 4 teams in the Sweet 16, and your Clemson Tigers are one of them. So I definitely want to talk about them a little bit as well. NC State is another one. I feel like they're like America's team right now. So yeah, man, it's just exciting, and it's a lot going on. Shout out to my guy Johnny from Carolina. He says, my guy, welcome back. Man, everybody tuning in tonight. So that's what's up, man. We glad to see it, and we glad to be back, man, to give y'all this content. So yeah, man, we excited. Let's go ahead and jump into it.
Yeah, I was gonna say, first things first too. You know, your birthday coming up in a couple of days, but also happy birthday to Zach. It's Zach's birthday.
Yeah, absolutely. Happy birthday to our boy Zach. Yep.
Yeah,
today is his birthday. And Wood's birthday was yesterday, so happy birthday to Wood too.
Happy birthday, Wood. And my dad's birthday was yesterday too. It's so many people born. It's so many people born in late March, man. So it's real crazy.
Busy. I think that's like around June. Yeah, like
it's the beginning of summer. Yeah.
People was definitely getting busy during the month of June for sure. But yeah, it's a lot of us. I'm not gonna lie, because like for example, like even on my side, like my birthday is on Thursday. My girlfriend's dad's birthday is on Monday. My sister's birthday is on the 8th. So it's still like within the first couple of days of April and March. The end of March, it's just a lot of people's birthdays around that time.
Yeah, man, it's crazy.
Yeah,
it's also, man, Easter in March too. I don't know what.
Yeah, I don't know. I was telling my mom that a couple of days ago. I was like, "Why is Easter so early this year?"
Yeah,
it's normally not until like low key, like mid to late April.
That's what I thought too. I thought we had an Easter in May before.
May, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, I'm kind of surprised Easter is this, because Easter I don't think has really ever, that I can remember, been on my birthday weekend, like ever. I don't seldomly remember that. I would remember that early.
I don't know. I don't know how they choose that. It's I thought it was honestly, I thought
somebody in the comments said a leap year might be the reason why. Somebody in the comments said leap year. So maybe that's why. Yeah, people are saying in the comments. Denzel
that makes sense.
It's a leap year, so that's why.
Okay,
good to know, because I was wondering too. I'm like, why is
y'all got us? Because I was like,
when I seen it was the week of my birthday, I was like, why is Easter like?
Because my mom,
my birthday, that's crazy.
My mom asked me, she was talking about church on Sunday.
Yeah.
And I was like, I didn't, I was just thinking, it's another Sunday. But she was talking about it's Easter. I'm like, Easter?
Yeah.
In March? What?
Yeah. Crazy, bro. Like, I said the same thing. But also,
weeks away.
before we start too, I do want to give up prayers to the people in Baltimore, and that whole bridge situation. I do want to send my condolences and just say, we thinking about the people of Baltimore, and that's just a sad situation. So I did want to just start off with that too as well, praying for them and hoping everything is okay on their end. So I really do hate to see stuff like that. It was really unfortunate. But it honestly could have been worse. I hate to say it like that, but it could have.
No, you're right. I mean, when I saw the video, I mean, it's almost surreal to see how fast things fall apart. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
What's good, Doug? Appreciate all the love, bro. But yeah, it's crazy to see like the way that it collapsed. You know what I'm saying? It was just so quick. It really is scary, man. So yeah, like you said, prayers up to them people in Baltimore.
Absolutely. So let's go ahead and jump into the fun stuff now. Let's talk about NFL free agency. There has been a lot happen. There's a lot of people on new teams. Kirk Cousins is no longer a Viking. L'Jarius Sneed is no longer a Chief. I mean, there's so much that's happened. We're not even about to go over like every single move. It's too much. Brian Burns is no longer a Panther. He's with the Giants now and got paid up.
Jackson is no longer a Panther.
Thank God. I mean, there's just a lot that has happened. So I'm just going to ask you a question. I'll start it off with you. What do you think was the best move so far in free agency? You can give me a couple moves, one move, it don't matter. But give me one or two that maybe really stick out to you that you feel like were really good moves during this free agency time.
I go free agent signings. Let's say, that's tough. That's a tough one. I think obviously, I think Derrick Henry to the Ravens was really good. I think that was a dynamite signing. I thought Saquon Barkley to the Eagles was a great signing. Also, I want to say this about the Giants too. Y'all just need to close y'all mouth and leave that man alone. Y'all did not want to pay him 2 years in a row. He had a right to go to anywhere else. It don't matter if they're a division rival. You didn't want to pay him. Right. So, you know what I'm saying? So, I'm glad he with the Eagles. I think that's a perfect fit for him. Shoot. Dang, I'm trying to think, bro. I thought Hollywood Brown to the Chiefs was a good move. I kind of like that one. And then I'm trying to think, any quarterbacks other than Kirk really move around like that?
Not any big ones.
Oh, no. You know what? I'm tripping. Russell Wilson to the Steelers. I thought that was a fantastic move. Yeah. I thought that was fantastic. I like that one. And I like how they got Justin Fields as well. So those would probably be my top. What is that? 5? That would be my top 5 moves.
As far, and I'm pretty much agreeing with you. I think the best move of all of free agency was honestly Saquon to the Eagles. I mean, that offense is going to be absolutely electric with him, AJ Brown, Devontae Smith. I mean, to me, they just got better, to be honest with you. It's no shade against DeAndre Swift, but let's just be real. DeAndre Swift and Saquon Barkley is just two different leagues. Let's just be honest. But yeah, that's just really what it is. I think that was the most impressive. My boy Deontay in the chat, he said, "Welcome back, man. Appreciate the love and support, man. Appreciate y'all." But definitely, I would say, the Eagles picking up Saquon was a big move. Go ahead, you was about to say something.
No, I was gonna say happy belated birthday to Deontay too. His
birthday happy belated to Deontay as well, man. Yes, a lot of us March birthdays because I think he was mid-March. So yeah, man. So I definitely would say, Derrick Henry to the Ravens was another one. That backfield, and you should know like that as you pull for Lamar, so that's gonna be it's gonna be hard to stop that, especially if they can get another wide receiver to go with Zay Flowers. I'm not gonna lie. Mark Andrews, Zay Flowers, another wide receiver potentially, maybe like somebody like an Xavier Worthy or something like that. And then you put somebody like, Derrick Henry and Lamar Jackson back there, that's going to be ridiculous. So Ravens definitely, they did a good job as well with getting that done. And then honestly, another one that I kind of felt like has went underrated a little bit is Danielle Hunter to the Texans. Like nobody's talking about that. That is a tremendous move. They have Will Anderson on one side, and then also as well, now they have Danielle Hunter, which they pretty much do the same thing, but they're both pretty good at what they do. Danielle Hunter is like dang near elite at what he does. It's tremendous, bro. So I would probably say for me at least, I would put that to me up there with the top 3 of my like favorite moves of the offseason. Now,
I like
I
that.
want to ask you another question. Who do you feel like, and it might be the same answers, what teams, maybe 2 or 3 teams that you felt like won free agency, like they did a really good job in free agency? Or it could
Uh,
be a trade as well.
yeah, I think the Eagles, as always, did a fantastic job. Um, this gonna be kind of an unpopular opinion, but I think the Chicago Bears did a very good job. Even though they lost they quarterback, and they're gonna kind of reset, and I think that move is kind of it's it's kind of a hit or miss move. You know what I'm saying? I think you don't when you bring your coach back that's already on the hot seat. I think that was kind of a bad move to give him
Yeah.
a rookie quarterback, but I mean, that rookie quarterback's going to have DeAndre Swift. They're going to have Roshan Johnson. They're going to have Keenan Allen, DJ Moore, Cole Kmet. They're going to have a squad, right? So I think the Bears did a very good job. As well as, man, I'll be completely honest with you. I know I'm a homer, but I think the Panthers did a good job too. To be honest with you, I think they did solid getting Deontay Johnson, adding Robert Hunt, adding my man from the Seahawks. Can't even think of his name right now.
Damian
And
Lewis.
then Damian Lewis. Thank you. And I thought they added some solid talent. Was it Dane Jackson at cornerback? So I thought they did a pretty good job as well. But what about you? So what teams you like right now? What teams you think did the
So you
best?
definitely said one of them, the Eagles. I mean, the
Yeah,
Eagles, they win almost every offseason, feels like
every year.
the last couple of years since Howie Roseman's been there. So definitely the Eagles. I definitely will put them up there. Um, Again, the Texans. I think the Texans did a really good job.
Yeah.
I think they did a really good job just adding more stuff around Bryce. I mean, not Bryce, excuse me, CJ. And that team just in general. So I think Houston's another one. Also, as well, I'm kind of with you. The Bears really kind of did some work too. They're gonna get Caleb Williams. I mean, we pretty much know what that is. We'll talk about that in a few minutes with the NFL draft talk, but they're gonna get Caleb Williams. They picked up Keenan Allen. Now they have 2 really, really good wide receivers. I would probably say DJ Moore now all of a sudden might be wide receiver number 2. So again, or 1A, 1B, whatever.
Yeah, which is
So
crazy.
yeah,
That's a
exactly.
good problem to have.
Exactly. That's a problem Chicago has never had. I mean, we
Yeah,
all know the history of Chicago, where wide receivers and quarterbacks go to die. I mean, that's what we know about Chicago. But now they're really setting Caleb up for success. So I would probably say Chicago too as well. Now we got to ask on the flip side now. Who do you feel like were the biggest losers in this situation? One more team I want to say is a winner. The Commanders. I don't think they're getting
yeah. I was
enough
about to say,
credit for
yeah,
some of the things they
yeah.
did. They did a tremendous job in free agency, so I want to give
Yep.
them a little credit. But let me roll it back. Who do you think were winners? I mean, who do you think were
Losers.
losers in free agency?
Yeah, I think right now the biggest loser, unless I missed something, I think the biggest loser was the Dallas Cowboys because I don't think they made no move.
They
If
didn't
I'm
make
not
no
mistaken,
move. No,
yeah, if I'm not mistaken, they ain't made not one move. And I think Leighton Vander Esch retired right over
he
the
did.
then
Yep.
he retired.
Last week. Yep.
They lost Tony Pollard. Um, so I think the Cowboys they didn't now. Granted, their team is it's still really
Yeah, they
good. You
still
know what
got
I'm
a good
saying?
team.
They can definitely do something in the draft, but they didn't do nothing in free agency. Shoot, I'm trying to think who else lost it.
Miami is my answer.
Miami.
Miami lost a lot.
Yeah,
Christian Wilkins, Robert
yeah,
Hunt. I mean,
yeah.
they
You're
they
right.
lost some guys. I would probably
You're
put
right.
them up there pretty high, and I think that's mainly because they know they're about to pay Tua a lot of money. But I would put Miami up there, the Cowboys up there, not to take over the question, but
No, go ahead.
I would probably put the Giants up there as well. They haven't really did
Yeah,
crap either. The
yeah,
Patriots really haven't did nothing worth nothing. Those are just some of the teams that I would name. But yeah, though that's kind of where I'm leaning at. The
yeah.
Dolphins, though, they lost a lot
They
of like
did.
premium talent. So I
Yeah,
would probably put them at number 1, even over the Cowboys, in my personal opinion.
yeah.
Even though
Because
the
they lost.
Cowboys didn't make no moves, Cowboys really ain't lose nobody huge besides Tyron Smith. And I mean, Van Der Esch was okay, but let's just be real. He's really just an average, like, linebacker. He's not elite. It's not, you know what I'm saying? Tony Pollard, again, kind of the same thing.
Yeah.
He's an
He's
okay running back.
He probably their biggest loss, but I mean, again, you can replace a running back in the draft. He'll be all right.
I think Tyron Smith probably is their biggest loss, to be honest, on the O-line.
Probably.
But to me, like I said, I think the Dolphins, to me, took because Robert Hunt, you could argue. I was talking to Dolphin fans when we signed him. They was like, that was their best O-lineman for the past 3-4 years. I didn't know.
Yeah, he was. Yeah.
And then they said also as well, like Christian Wilkins was one of their better defensive players the last couple of years. But again, they just could not hash out all that money because they're about to do it.
Didn't they lose? What's my man, the edge rusher? Is he gone? Am I tripping?
Who? Chubb is still there if you're talking about Chubb.
No, not Chubb. Did they lose Jalen Phillips or am I tripping?
I don't think because Jalen Phillips should still be on this rookie deal. I don't think I don't know why I thought they did. Y'all can correct us in the comments if we're wrong, but I think Jalen Phillips is still there.
Yeah, he's still there. Yeah, he's still there.
I think he's still on his rookie contract.
He's still there. I don't know why I thought they lost him. I know they cut Xavier Howard.
Yeah, they cut him. That was just a couple days ago.
Yeah, they cut him. Man, I feel like they lost somebody else though. Wilkins.
I'm pretty sure they did. I'm just not thinking of it on top of my head. But that's what I'm saying. Like they took a lot of losses. Like they took some L's. That's why I said the Dolphins to me are number one. I think the Giants are probably a close second, and then Cowboys third.
Because the Giants, they lost Saquon, and they didn't really make no.
They didn't really make no major moves either.
Yeah,
they don't have a quarterback right now. So.
Yeah. Do you hear that?
What's that?
Okay, never mind. I was just making sure. No. It was something. All right, but yeah. So I think those are the biggest losers. I think that some teams that you know what I think the 49ers need some a little bit of credit for what they did in free agency too.
Yeah,
they did a solid job as well. But that's always again they kind
of like the Eagles.
The best teams always seem to do something. But yeah, that's pretty much it though.
Denzel said it. That's who they lost. You were right. They did lose an edge rusher. It was Van Ginkel. Okay. I knew it was something. Yeah, he's an edge rusher too for them, and they lost him. Okay. Now he was behind. I don't know if he was starting or not, because I think it was Chubb on one side and then Phillips on the other. But he still was a very kind of rotational player. Yeah. But he played he was still a very good player. That's probably going to start, wherever he goes. But yeah, thank you, Denzel, on that. But yeah, he was another player. So yeah, the Dolphins lost a lot. I'm not gonna lie.
Now I will say too, back to the Panthers. Now we lost a lot on the defensive side.
Oh yeah,
that needs to be the offensive side. They did a pretty good job of retooling, which is kind of what we figured. Go ahead.
Yeah, let's hold off on the Panthers talk because we about to literally move to that right after this next section. Because I want to make just like a 5-10 minute window just for the Panthers.
Just for them.
I want to talk about while we talk about the NFC South. I want to talk about the Falcons a little bit, if you don't mind. They paid Kirk Cousins a lot of money. I mean over 100. What was it? 180 million, I think, something like that. It was something. It was a bunch of money. 4-year deal.
4 years.
Let me ask you this. The Falcons should run the NFC South for at least the next 2 years, and we're going to be honest. What do you feel about the Falcons going forward?
So, I think, like you said, I think they should run the South. They should win it easily, to be honest with you. It should be they division at this point. They still got a really good team. But I also think they kind of took an L by attaching themselves to Kirk Cousins like that. Because in my humble opinion, I think that a guy like Justin Fields, okay, or even what pick they got? Number 8?
Yeah, 8.
They got number 8. I mean, there's quarterbacks in this draft. There's Justin Fields that was available. You could have made some kind of moves, but to attach yourself to a guy who's going to be, 34, 35 this upcoming season.
Coming off an Achilles, by the way.
Coming off an Achilles injury. I don't know, Falcons. Look, if he have a resurgence kind of like Kevin Durant did on the bounce back of the Achilles, then, hey, more power to you. Right. But I'm just a little disappointed in Raheem Morris because he said that they wanted a quarterback to fit the culture. But, come on, dog. Kirk Cousins. And then they tried to force the culture, you know what I'm saying, through that social media. That was just ugly, bro.
Let me say this real quick. let me say this real quick. Get this off the screen real quick.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna say this: the Falcons social media team, the whole team need to be let go. All need to be in the unemployment line right now. What they did the last 2 weeks has been absolutely despicable, nasty work. And this ain't their first ring around the rosy. That social media team has been terrible for years. They keep forcing this whole immerse him into the Atlanta culture, immerse him into, let's just be honest, black culture, wearing chains and grill. It's corny, it's low-key racist, to be quite frankly honest.
Yeah.
It's just weird. I'm gonna be honest
Yeah.
with you. So I'll say this now: the Atlanta social media team, I'm telling you, as a black person, stop.
Stop that.
Stop with
that.
the whole, he's wearing grills and chains and no, yeah, he's in Atlanta and
he ain't OOU.
Like, stop, bro.
Yeah.
Like,
He
please.
ain't OOU.
It's just weird, bro. Like, I'm not trying to be rude and nothing like that, but please stop. It's over racial. Yeah, somebody just said it feels very racially over motivated. That's how I feel. It's just real weird. So my bad, I ain't mean to cut you off, but yeah.
No, you're right, because it's like they looking at. I mean, it's so many. I was talking to a provider today at work. I was talking to a doctor, and I told him, I was like, I was telling him, I'm a Panthers fan or whatever. He said he was a Commanders fan at one point, but he moved to Atlanta. He'd been here for years, so now he kind of a Falcons fan, and he's a black doctor, and it's just like you can tell that there's so many black fans here in Atlanta. Like it's like I out of every city outside of maybe Baltimore, I guess,
and maybe
Atlanta
DC,
probably got. You said in the Commanders.
Yeah, maybe DC. DC
maybe,
is a pretty black city, to be honest.
Maybe, yeah, but really, even outside
I would
of
probably
Baltimore,
put Atlanta even above them, though.
That's what I'm saying. Atlanta probably got the most black fans in the league, if we being real.
Sure,
if we going by, whatever the split is, like the Panthers probably got 75% white fans. Let's be real.
80.
Atlanta probably 75% black.
Absolutely.
Yeah, like it's you can tell they tried to reach a certain group of people, and instead of reaching that group of people through legitimate means, and by legitimate means, I'm talking about Kirk Cousins got the whole "we like that" thing, right? Like that back in the day, that was hot. You know what I'm saying? The Commanders fans ate that up. That was hot.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? The chain, it was okay at first. You know what I'm saying? But when you start doing the real gold grill, that ain't something he never had. You know what I'm saying? When you start doing all the chains, you doing too much.
It was getting weird, bro.
You're doing way too much. Like lean into Kirk Cousins. Like I said, the Netflix documentary. He's a family man. You know what I'm saying? He's a good dude. You can lean into that. Atlanta fans still gonna eat it up. That's all you gotta have. But you doing all the and it's one thing to do it once, but you do it the next day, and then the next day.
They did it like 6 days.
The next day,
bro. It was bad.
Bro, it was ugly, bro.
Yeah, it was bad.
And it got to a point when they posted that one graphic. You know what I'm talking about? The graphic with the grill. When they posted that was it. That's when everybody was like, okay, y'all got to put an end to this. This is ugly.
Even white people were like, all right, y'all are doing too much. Like, when white people come out and say you're doing too much, it's getting bad, bro.
Yeah.
Like, even white people after about the fourth day, they was like, all right, now y'all going a little bit too hard on these black folks. Like, it's
right.
Y'all doing a bit much. So I knew they was just doing too much, bro.
That's what I'm saying. It's and they know it's funny because they know that Atlanta they know what kind of quarterback Atlanta wants. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. They wanted, bro. You're so many Atlanta fans. They still talking about it. They wanted Justin Fields.
Yeah.
They was hoping they could get Jaden Daniels. You know what I'm saying? That's the type of quarterback they wanted. You know what I mean? Shoot, I think some of them even was cool wanted JJ. They was all right with that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But that aside, I still think Kirk is solid, and I still think that he should be able to put them above the rest of the teams in the division, so they should have no problems doing it. But like you said, he coming off an Achilles, so what you gonna do?
Yeah, no, I agree. I'm pretty much right there with you. I pretty much agree with everything you just said, man. I think Atlanta should win the division. They should. I think anything less than 10 wins, 9 wins would be probably pretty bad for them.
Yeah,
honestly. So in my opinion, I think that playoffs should be Atlanta's goal at this point with what they have and with making that type of commitment to a 35-year-old quarterback. Yeah, you got to do something with that. You
with
have to.
with one playoff win, by the way.
Yeah, exactly. With one playoff win. So you have to make something shake here. And Atlanta's going to need a win now, not 2 years from now, not 3 years from now, not by time Kirk. No, they need to be like a 10-win team this season.
Yeah.
Honestly, I think 10 wins, anything less than that, the Falcons should be ashamed because this division sucks. The Panthers, which we're about to jump into in a few seconds, we'll just jump into that in a few seconds. I'm not even going to say nothing about that. The Buccaneers, I mean, they're going to be all right. They bring Baker back. I mean, I see them as a 7-8 win team. Saints, I just don't believe in Dennis Allen. I think he's absolutely garbage. 5-win team, 6-win team. Only thing that'll keep them alive is that their defense is okay. And they just added Chase Young to their defense as well. So yeah, but that's how I feel about the Falcons. Now let's transition over because we know our main fan base is Carolina Panther fans. So let's talk about the Panthers for a few minutes. A lot has happened. First and foremost, let's talk about Brian Burns getting traded, Frankie Louvu walking. Brian Burns was traded for a second-round pick 39 overall, and a fifth-round pick next year. And he goes to New York. He gets everything he wants, the $30 million, all that. He gets all the 5 years. He gets everything that he wants. What was your initial?
The fifth-round pick is next year?
Yeah, it's not even this year. It's next year. I don't think they. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's not even this year. So let me ask you a question. How did you feel about the Brian? I was about to say Bryce Young. How did you feel about the Brian Burns thing? Because I don't know about you. I was kind of one of the people to like, let's get it over with. Like once they franchise tagged him, I knew what it was. He wasn't gonna play another down as I said this back in. You remember I told you this back in January. I said he's played his last game as a Panther. He's not suiting up no more. So let me ask you this: how did you feel about the trade? And also as well, tell me kind of how you feel about losing Louvu too, because I feel like more Panther fans was hurt by losing Louvu than Burns, to be honest.
And so I'll talk about all 4 of them real quick that we lost.
Yeah.
So first and foremost, well, 5 really. So first and foremost, Burns, second-round pick this year, fifth-round pick next year. I'm not mad at Dan Morgan because what was he supposed to do at this point? The last idiot that was in charge turned down 2 first-round picks and a second-round pick. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I mean, the words that I want to say, we would probably get banned off of Spotify, Apple Podcasts, wherever you get your podcasts, we would be banned. Yeah. Scott Federer should never work again, but I'll just leave it at that. Yeah. So, but I'm like you. I felt like it was just time to let it go. Time to get it over with. We weren't going to pay him. That $30 million a year that he got, the Giants, he going to be opposite of Thibodeau, so maybe they'll get that value out of him, but he wasn't getting that in Carolina. And he wasn't a $30 million a year player in Carolina. No. So I'm not mad that we didn't pay him. I'm not mad of the compensation that we got back. I'm mad that the last guy turned down the compensation and didn't pay him. So, but that's it about Burns. But also, we lost his buddy on the other side, YGM, and I think that's kind of a huge loss too. I know I've been hard on YGM over the years, but last year
he's pretty decent.
He's solid. He's a good run.
He had a pretty decent year last year.
At the very least, he's a very good run defender, to be completely real with you. At the very least. So yeah, he had a really good year last year. But I believe he's with the 49ers now. So good for him to get that extra contract. But I think it's kind of rough that the Panthers, what our edge rusher room was left with. But at the same time, it is what it is. We kind of have to retool. We kind of have to reset. So that's kind of that on that. Like you were saying, we also lost Frankie Louvu. So that's our top 3 pass rushers from a year ago, all gone. Louvu, he went to the Commanders just like Jeremy Chin did. We lost both of them to the Commanders. I think those are 2 big losses. I think Louvu obviously is a much bigger loss than Chin. But once again, Louvu said that he wanted to go play for Dan Quinn. That was pretty much what he said. He wanted to play in that offense that was going to, the defense that was going to let him. I think he said he wanted to rush the passer more. So he wanted to be, I'm kind of happy for him. He wanted to be where he wanted to be. I think he took less money to be there though. So something tells me that he kind of just wanted to get out of Carolina low key. Which I can't even be mad at because it's a lot of turmoil and turnover the last couple of years. Yeah. So I'm not even mad at it. And then as far as Jeremy Chin goes, he was pretty much a healthy scratch for a lot of the season last year. So he probably wanted out of there. But it's crazy to think that we lost, five, and then Dante Jackson, obviously, he's probably the one player on that defense that we lost that everybody's like, thank you, bye.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Right, yeah.
I think everybody was cool with that. And to get Deontay Johnson in return is huge. That is huge. Pretty major.
Absolutely.
To be honest with you. So I think that's a worthwhile transaction. And then Dane Jackson is probably a better corner than Dante anyway. So I think we kind of upgraded there at least. So ultimately, as far as what's going on the defensive side of the ball, I think it's it's interesting to see how this draft is going to shake out for us and see what they do on defense.
Yeah, no, I agree, man. I mean, again, the Brian Burns thing, I think that was just like kind of what you said. They had to do that, right? It was gonna happen. It just was what it was. So they had to get that done. As far as Louvu, it hurts to lose somebody who's really been the heart of your defense, really, for the last 2-3 seasons now.
Best player, well, not the best player, but one of them.
He's been one of them, though. Yeah. Which was one of the few things Scott Fitterer did do well, was find him out of nowhere. So I will give him that. So yeah, I mean, losing a guy like him is gonna hurt. Also as well, I mean, again, a guy that you just talked about, Jeremy Chin, he was pretty much a healthy scratch most of last year. I think it was even at one point, Evero came out and said, we don't know what to do with him.
Yeah.
Like, he came out like midseason, was like, I'm gonna be honest with y'all. We don't know what to do with Jeremy Chin. We don't know where to play him. I don't know what to do with him. So I knew then he was gone. So I really wasn't surprised about him being gone. Again, the Dante Jackson trade, and we'll talk about that in a second. I thought that was amazing. To get Deontay Johnson pretty much for Dante Jackson almost straight up pretty much. Oh, yeah, that's an absolute steal. I would take that all day.
Yeah.
And another guy that we kind of forget about, too, that ended up leaving, Von Bell got cut as well. He's back in Cincinnati now. So that's another leader that's going to be gone. So what I will say is the Panthers have really showed they have a plan of putting people towards the offense. Go ahead.
I was gonna say they cut Woods too, right? Is he still?
I think Woods is still on the team. Somebody in the comments correct us, but I believe Xavier Woods is still under contract with the Panthers.
Okay,
I could be wrong, but I don't think he got cut. I know Hayden Hurst got cut. Some guys like that, but I don't believe Von Bell has been cut.
Bradley Bozeman got cut, right?
Bradley Bozeman's in LA now. He's with the Chargers. He got cut as well. But yeah, Deontay just said it. We still got Woods. So yeah, I mean, there are some things on defense that we're gonna have to replace. But I will say this: I feel like the Carolina Panthers have now made a plan, something that we haven't had in the last 5 years. We have a plan. Our plan is to put all our resources on the offensive side of the ball to make sure this Bryce Young thing works out. And you know what, Cam? I respect that, bro. I'm not even gonna lie. If we got to be dirt crap for the next year or so on defense, I'm kind of okay with that if Bryce Young's a beast. I'm going to be honest with you, because I don't think this team is going to be good this year. I'll just go ahead, and that's what I was getting to earlier. Hate to tell y'all this, it's going to be another bad season. We're probably going to be a 4-13 team. Maybe entertaining 4-13 would be really nice if we're entertaining and that Bryce looks good. The main focus of this Carolina Panthers franchise right now is Bryce Young. Because if we come into year 2, where now he can't really argue about, I don't have an O-line. You have somebody that was graded the number 2 offensive guard in the NFL last year. And I think Damian Lewis in pass rushing and pass blocking was ranked number 6. So you no longer have the excuse of, I don't have no O-line. And now Corbett is getting moved in the center. I guess they made that headline news yesterday that he's getting moved into center. So the interior of that O line is going to be very good. And really, to think about it, really, when I look at the weak spot, only person I'm looking at is Icky. Really.
Yeah.
But besides
Yeah.
that, the rest of that O line is going to be very solid. So now Bryce Young is going to have a good O line. He's also got a decent weapon now. Again, do I think Deontay Johnson is a top 15 wide receiver, 20, even 20 wide receiver? No, I don't. But I think he's a very good route runner that can get open. Again, he has some catching problems, but he's kind of corrected that. Now I'm hearing more of the problem is like attitude problems more so than anything. So I don't know, but whatever the case may be. But one thing that he can do that Panthers wide receivers could not do last year was separate. So again, that's a good thing for Bryce. He's going to have somebody that 9 times out of 10 is going to be open. Again, if Bryce sucks this year, it's not going to be good. It's not going to be. I'm just going to be honest. It's not going to be good. He has to at least be average this year. I'm not even asking him to be great. Just be average. Can you be average? So we can know we're working towards something. But if Bryce Young is terrible in year 2, oh yeah, the Panthers may be screwed. Like they may get to year 3 and we're pulling what the Chicago Bears just did with Justin Fields and saying, all right, Bryce, we'll see you. And we just gave up all that stuff. So again, I think for me, the Panthers, I like what they've done on offense. They have a legitimate plan on putting weapons around Bryce and getting the protection that he needs. But I do think the defense is going to be terrible. The defense is going to be really bad, guys. I'm just going to be flat out honest with you. I still think we need another wide receiver, to be honest with you, because, and we'll talk about that here in a couple seconds.
We need another 2. We need 2. Yeah,
I mean, to be honest, because Deontay Johnson's only on a 1-year deal. And honestly, Thielen's 34, 35 years old.
His last ride, yeah.
So again, you have to really lock in, and this Bryce thing has to work. He has to at least look average this year. If he looks terrible again this year 3 is going to be pivotal for the whole franchise, because they're going to look like a big failure if he comes out in year 3 and he still does not look ready. It's not going to be good.
Yeah.
But as far as like the Panthers, what I will say, just get ready for another bad season. We're going to be terrible. 4-13, 5-12, somewhere around that ballpark, maybe even lower.
I got 5-12. I think.
Yeah. I mean, somewhere
no more than 5-12. I put it that way. No more than 5-12.
Yeah. No more. Yeah, this team's not going to be good. And honestly, I would even question 2025 if this team's going to be good. I would probably say maybe a 6 to 8 win team at that point. So we got a while, but at least I want to see progression on Bryce. If I see that, I'll be fine. I do want to read some of these comments though, because we want to keep people, engaged and stuff. We got Denzel Fair. He comes in. He says, "Did y'all hear the news and speculation that we've been in talks with bringing back Stephon Gilmore and are still pushing for Jadeveon Clowney?" Yes, we heard about that earlier today. That was reported by Joe Person. And yeah, that would be nice if we could get both of those guys back home. They're both from the Charlotte area. It would be nice. Now, do I think that's going to happen? Probably not. But it would be nice. You know what I'm saying? So that's what it is. Jordan Poole season says, if Bryce sucks, we might have to have a real conversation, man. Yeah. I mean, that's just the truth. It's going to be, if Bryce has another bad year like he did this year, it's not going to be good for anybody. Deontay, he went on and said, no, if Bryce had a bad year, you draft a quarterback in 2025. Ooh.
Oh no.
Yeah, that's pretty quick to pull the trigger. I would give him. I'm always a proponent of, you got to give him a third year. You have to just give him a third year, see what happens. But if he sucks that third year, you absolutely have to get.
You probably need to get one.
Yeah, probably got to get another quarterback. So that's kind of where I'm at with it. Now, Cam, let's kind of transition over to draft talk a little bit. So we Panther fans, I'll start off with Panther stuff first. So we just talked about the Panthers. Okay. At 33, and you can even give me at 39. What's your dream scenario? Who would you want at 33 or 39?
Man, 33 and 39.
Realistic dream scenario too, by the way.
This is tough. Because I like what you posted earlier, the graphic you posted.
Yeah.
Chop Robinson, edge rusher. We need one bad.
Mm-hmm.
We need one. Um, I think we need a center really bad, to be honest with you, because I don't
Yeah,
know, I don't know what old boy is gonna look like at center, Corbett. Um, but wide receiver, I would like again. I think, like I said, if we double up at wide receiver at 33 and 39, I really wouldn't be mad.
yeah,
Honestly, it would make me feel like you said. It would make me feel like they at least have a plan. It make me feel good. So the two names that I keep coming away with for real is I would like Xavier Leggett if he's there at 33. I would like I'm high on Lad McConkey. I would like Lad McConkey if he's there. Um and I think that's with me saying I think Worthy is going to be gone in the first round, I believe. I think Keon Coleman is probably going to be gone in the first round. So I would like those two names at 33 and 39 or 39. You see what I'm saying? Um, and then I think Graham Barton was a name, interior offensive lineman from Duke. He would be a nice fit. I think, and then what was the other guy say? Oh, and the edge rusher out of Penn State. I think I would like that. That would probably be my four-ish selections at 33 or 39 and
yeah.
39. Yeah.
So for me, I pretty much agree with you. I think Chop Robinson would be a good one if he's there. I could see him going like right before us though, like 30, 29. I think that combine really put him in another level, kind of, to be honest with you. I think before the combine we had a chance. Now I don't know.
Yeah.
But it's a possibility he could still be there. There's still 4 weeks left until the draft. So we'll kind of see what happens leading up to the draft. I think another one too as well that I would probably put in there is another guy that had a tremendous combine. Really, I'm gonna say both of the Texas wide receivers, AD Mitchell and Xavier Worthy. I'd be cool with either one of those, to be
Yeah.
honest. Either one of those would be fine with me. I'm what's the guy? I think his name is Demarius Robinson. I might be saying his name wrong. He's an edge rusher as well for Penn State, I believe. Or he's in Missouri. I can't remember, but he's another edge rusher, and I think he's another one that could possibly be there at like 39 or 33. But
Yeah.
you see the trend. I'm going either edge rusher or wide receiver at 33 or 39. To be
Yeah.
honest with you, I do think we do need a center. My only issue is I think that the dude from Oregon is going to go pretty early. I think like late first. So I don't know if he'll be there.
Oh,
Um,
Jack.
I,
Jack
yeah,
Powers
yeah,
Johnson.
yep, Powell, yep, him. And I do like Zach Frazier as well. I just wonder how early he goes as well. I do not think he makes it through the second round. So if you take him, it would have to be at 33 or 39. But yeah, that's just my personal opinion on it. That's probably what I would do. Now, I
Yeah.
want to talk about something else real quick with you. JJ McCarthy's getting a lot of hype right now in the draft process. Again, we're 4 weeks out. As you can remember last year, Will Levis was getting told he was going to Carolina #1 overall. So there's a lot of smoke screens going on. It's a lot of smoke screens going on during this time. So let me ask you this. There was a report that came out by somebody that said, Washington Commanders would feel comfortable taking him at #2 overall. What's your thoughts on JJ McCarthy and how did you feel about like kind of the hype that he's getting right now?
So I think that's a smoke screen. Him going #2 overall. That's crazy. Um, don't do that, Commanders. Don't do that. But and that report also said that it was coming from like somebody in the NFC East. So they really trying to, you know what I'm saying? They trying to do some kind of smoke screen for sure.
Yeah,
But
for sure.
the hype that JJ is getting, man, I don't know. I just don't see it. I'm how you said, I know you a little bit higher on him than I am, but I don't see, like I said, when I posted my comps the other day on quarterbacks, I had him as Daniel Jones plus. And so what I mean by that is whereas Daniel Jones played for Duke and he kind of wasn't a proven winner, you know what I'm saying? Like he ain't really, he came out, the really only thing he had was he had just a little bit of legs on him, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
JJ, he got the intangibles, like you said. He's athletic, and it's not no sneaky athletic. He's athletic, he
Yeah.
can move. He's got a really nice arm on him. It's just putting it all together. in one NFL game, it's going to be faster. You know what I'm saying? He's had trouble throwing to his left. You know, I just I worry about that. You know what I'm saying? I feel like JJ McCarthy for me, that's the type of quarterback that you take in the second round.
Yeah.
And what I say by that, what I mean by that is Jalen Hurts was taken in the second round. Okay. I felt like Hurts was a better prospect than that. I felt like he probably could have been a first round pick, you know what I'm saying, even back then. But that's the type of player, but he was a second round pick. That's the type of player that you take in the second round. He's got potential. You know what I'm saying? He's won a lot in college. He's got a lot of experience. You know what I'm saying? If you can tap into that potential, then you got something great, like what the Eagles did. That's what I think that JJ McCarthy, that's his move. Will Levis type deal. You know what I'm saying? Kind of like that. If the Titans are able to tap into his potential, they got something cooking. That's where JJ should be. He shouldn't be in the mix with Williams, May, and Daniels, in my opinion. You know what I'm saying? He shouldn't be there. Even, not to move on or switch topics, but even like Penix. Like, I think Penix is a better prospect than McCarthy, but I also would probably have him as a second round prospect as well. You know what I'm saying? Just simply because, he's older and his potential may already be tapped. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But the hype that JJ is getting, it's very much a Sam Darnold, Will Levis, Zach Wilson, Josh Allen. I'm gonna put his name in there. It's that type of hype where these people are just finding Daniel Jones. Like these quarterbacks don't look good in college. Like they look okay. They have plays, but they just, you know what I'm saying? It's like there's too much. There's too many red flags. And the only one out of all of them that I just named that actually worked out was Josh Allen. You know what I'm saying? So it's these type of quarterbacks, square head, blonde kids, you know what I'm saying, that get this same type of first round hype, man. I think it's crazy. And you know what it is. You know what I'm saying? You know what it is.
I was about to say, you scared to say it. I ain't scared to say it.
You know what
Look,
it is.
this happens every year. They take one rich white kid or some white kid that they like, and they hype them up. It happens every year. Last year was Levis. The year before that, it was Kenny Pickett. The year before that, it was Zach Wilson. Every year, it never fails. This is a repeating course that does it every year. They take some white kid that they really love and say, "Oh yeah, you're a first round pick." Let's just call it what it is. I mean, it's just what it is. Again, now I will say this: I do think I'm maybe a little bit higher on JJ McCarthy than I was Will Levis last year. I thought Will Levis was going to be absolutely garbage in the NFL. He's actually kind of already proven me wrong because he had some really good games last year where he looked like, okay, he actually has. And what Tennessee is better, we probably should have talked about them a little bit in free agency. They acting like he is a franchise quarterback.
Oh yeah, they working with him.
Yeah, they giving him plenty of weapons.
They want that deep ball to work out.
Yeah, so he's
who's that wide receiver that they added?
Ridley. They gave Ridley $94 million.
Ridley, that's right. Yeah.
So they acting like he the franchise quarterback, getting him spending that type of money on Snead and they acting like he a franchise quarterback. But anyway, I think that JJ McCarthy is a little bit more athletically gifted than Will Levis. Let's just be honest. And in today's game, you kind of have to be. These D linemen are absolute freakazoids. Like they are no Diddy. Like they are like just athletic. They're just athletic. No Diddy is crazy. My bad. But yeah, like these guys are really just like for real, like they're athletic freaks. I mean, this is what it is. Like a guy like Chop Robinson, like I was saying, it's just no Diddy is crazy. No Diddy, but anyway, man. A guy like Chop Robinson, man, it's just like a guy like him. He's just so athletically gifted. You have to be able to move around that pocket, bro. You cannot be like a standing still quarterback and really succeeding anymore in the NFL. It's just not gonna happen like that. You got to be able to be mobile. So I think for me personally, I do think JJ McCarthy has some things that can be worked with. Like I was telling you earlier, his intangibles, I definitely think there's some things that can be fixed and worked with, but he's not ready to be no first round pick. I said this earlier. He's not ready to be no first day starter. He's
No.
probably a guy that needs to sit a year, to be honest
Yeah.
with you.
Maybe 2.
Yeah, maybe even 2, to be honest
Yeah.
with you. I just don't think he's quite ready, but I do think his ceiling is higher than a guy like what you said, Phoenix. Like I think he has a higher ceiling than Phoenix.
Yeah.
I think
I agree.
Phoenix is a better player than him right now, but he is because he's older than him as well.
He's older. Yeah.
So that makes a lot of sense too as well. So in my personal opinion, I would probably say he's up there, and I would probably put him in that second round section like you did, beginning of second round, somewhere in there. Phoenix in the same area. So yeah, that's kind of where I stand with it as well, man. But I do, I think that's a smoke screen with the Commanders.
Give me so let's real quick. I want you to rank the great white hopes of the last couple of years. Of the last couple of years.
Okay.
Right. So going back, so Daniel Jones was what year was that? Was that 18 or 17?
18? I think that was 18. That was the year with Dwayne Haskins, rest his soul.
Yeah.
So that was, I think, 18 season. So
no.
Was that 19? Yeah, it was 19. Yeah, it was 19. It was 19.
18 was hold on, was it?
Darnold, wasn't it? That was Darnold. That was Josh.
Yeah,
no, Josh Rosen.
Yeah, 18. So here we go. So your great white hope. So I'm not going to include Baker Mayfield because I think everybody can agree that he was at least probably should have been either the first or second best quarterback in that draft. Mm-hmm. So I'm not going to include Baker, but I'm going to say Darnold. I'm going to include Josh Allen because he went to Wyoming and he really didn't have a good career at Wyoming. But it's kind of the same thing with, some of these other guys that had great intangibles. You know what I'm saying? Actually, I'm not going to include Josh Allen because he's already.
I'm about to say, I wouldn't.
There's
Josh
no point. There's no point. Yeah,
he's had a really successful career.
Yeah, there's no point in including him. So so Darnold, Rosen, Darnold, Rosen, and then we'll go Zach Wilson, Pickett, Daniel Jones, Levis. Okay, so that's 6 quarterbacks and McCarthy there.
McCarthy. So I'm ranking them from who was the sorry. How am I ranking them?
So rank them from who you think is actually who out of all of them, who was the best prospect coming out. So I would go. I'll give you mine. So I would say, out of all of them, I probably would have said number one. I probably would have went JJ. I probably would have said JJ.
That's what I was thinking, JJ.
Yep, I would have said JJ. I would have said probably Levis because I thought he had some skill to him. I probably would have went Levis next. Third, believe it or not, I probably would say Darnold, to be honest with you, because I thought Darnold, he at least had size on him. You know what I'm saying? Darnold.
I ain't gonna lie. Third, I probably would go Rosen personally. I thought Josh Rosen. At third and at 3.
Okay.
Josh Rosen actually was nice at UCLA, bro. Like I'm not gonna lie. Like, he was tough. Oh, we forgot about Mitchell Trubisky too. Yeah, he's another one.
You know what? Yep, Trubisky got to be in there. You're right. I forgot about him. Dang,
he went 2 overall. That's what I'm saying. They do this every year, bro.
They do this every year, bro.
Single year, That's bro. It's ugly. Too many to rank. That's what I'm saying. Like they do this every single year.
It's just some quarterbacks. Trubisky, he probably would have been real low for me. Daniel Jones probably would have been second to last behind Zach Wilson. And I'm just going based off of what they did in college and the level of competition.
I'm gonna be honest.
Pickett really?
Pickett would have been dead last for me. I watched that dude for 4 years be absolute garbage at Pittsburgh, and then he got. I'm not trying to be funny, not trying to be. We know COVID was a serious situation, but COVID saved his career. I mean, I'm just being real. Like, he was absolutely garbage at Pittsburgh the whole entire time he was there, and then when he got that extra year at Pittsburgh, he went off. But that was because he was 23 playing with a bunch of 19-year-olds.
Yeah, he was. He was.
But see, so to me, Pickett, I never thought Pickett was good. I would have Pickett probably the lowest on the list. The lowest.
I see where you're going with that because he did benefit from having that extra year. He was older.
Exactly.
I can agree with that. I don't know, man. When I looked at it, because Daniel Jones, Mitchell Trubisky, neither one of those guys made sense.
Yeah, Mitchell Trubisky didn't even steal the starting quarterback position in North Carolina until his senior year. or like his junior year when Marquise
Something like
Williams
that.
left.
Yeah,
Like he wasn't even a full starter when he was getting hyped. I don't
I
know.
didn't. It was those quarterbacks that didn't make sense to me. Zach Wilson was another one. I thought. Now I will say I thought that his talent, he looked the part for sure. I
Mm-hmm.
thought Zach Wilson. I mean, the arm strength, he do throw it like Rogers. I ain't gonna hold you. I mean, he
Yeah,
do, but you know, when the game tape come on and when you see how he looked against Coastal Carolina, let's be real, bro.
yeah,
You know what I'm saying? Let's be for real. So, um, but yeah, man, I'm like it's like you saying though. This happens every year. Next year it's
yeah.
gonna be
Next year it'll be
it's gonna
somebody
be
else.
yeah. I don't know who it's gonna be, but it's gonna be somebody next year. You know
They'll
what I'm
hype
saying?
up Jackson Dart
I
next
was
year.
just about to say Jackson
Somebody
Dart. I
like
was
him.
gonna say it. Yeah,
He's no disrespect to Ole Miss fans because I know we got a few of them that's like fans of the pod. Jackson Dart ain't no good. He's a good college quarterback, but he ain't no
but
good
he ain't no
NFL
pro,
quarterback.
bro. He been
He's
at
a guy
6
that's
years,
gonna
ain't he?
flourish in college, and that's probably it.
He been there 6 years, right?
Yeah,
Something like
that's what I'm saying. Like
that.
he's another one, Kenny Pickett 2.0. Like he'll be the next one they hype up. Like Carson Beck, I'm not gonna lie, he kind of deserves the hype. Like I think Carson Beck's
He
actually
got yeah.
legitimate.
He
Yeah,
he
he's
he legit.
legitimately good.
Yeah,
But
he legit.
I'm pretty sure they're gonna hype up somebody like Jackson Dart or maybe even Quinn Ewers. Somebody just said Quinn Ewers. I'm not that big of a fan of him either, really, to be honest. I think he's
Yeah,
just kind of
yeah,
like average quarterback, but they'll
yeah.
probably hype him up as well.
Yeah.
So let's move on into another topic. Now we don't talk about college basketball that often on here. The
Not at
ACC.
all. This gonna be the first time.
This will be the first time. Yeah, the ACC has 4 teams in the Sweet 16 right now in the NCAA tournament. The Clemson Tigers, who are a seed, the NC State Wolfpack, who, like I said, kind of the last couple of weeks have kind of became like America's team low key. At an 11 seed, went on a run where they won like I think they said 5. They won like
5 in 5 days.
5 in 5 days, and they won. What was it? 7 in 12 days or something like that. Something crazy
They on
like
the
that.
roll. Yeah,
They
they on the
they are
roll.
on a hot streak right now. Kevin Keats has literally saved his job. I think like 3 weeks ago they were talking about firing him, and now like the whole thing has absolutely changed. I think he's even gotten an extension at this point.
Yeah. Yeah. He getting an extension.
And you got Duke in North Carolina. Duke at a 4 seed, and then North Carolina at a 1 seed. What's your thoughts on the ACC basketball? Because there was a lot of slander on ACC basketball this past year. They were saying they wasn't good. The ACC is spelling off. They was hyping up the Big
12.
12 and the Mount West Conference, and now all of a sudden, the ACC. You look, and those conferences they were hyping up. They got like 2 teams left in total. Mountain West and I think the Big 12 is who they got 3 teams left in total, and the ACC by itself has 4 teams left. So my question for you is, how did you feel about the slander? Was it warranted? And is the ACC still the best conference in college basketball? Like it's been pretty much all of my life.
Always has been,
Yeah.
always will be. Always has been, always will be. I mean, it's bro. The ACC, so they got 25% of the teams left.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Let's just put it that. Let's just they ain't lost. Virginia was on the bubble. They ain't really count, so I'm not counting them. The rest of the ACC ain't lost. Now, I'm not, I don't want to. I'm not trying to jinx nobody, but I just North Carolina and Duke. As long as those 2 teams are in the ACC, they come on, man. Let's be for real. Like think about every team in the land. Okay, that's been good these last couple. For as long as me and you have been alive.
Right.
North Carolina and Duke probably been the only ones that have been consistently great that whole time.
Yeah.
UConn, obviously, they got a lot of championships between there, but they've had dips, right?
Yeah.
Kansas has been consistent. Kentucky has been consistent, but they're very much on a dip right now.
Yeah.
But like, let's be real, the ACC is putting out talent. I mean, Virginia's been really good a long time.
Yeah.
Clemson's starting to get better. It seems like. NC State, well, at least this year they've had a nice little run, right? Syracuse is now in the ACC. Miami's had good years here and there. I think they just made the Final Four last year, didn't they?
Mm-hmm.
Shoot, who else am I missing in the ACC? I mean, it's just so many teams, bro. Notre Dame has been pretty good recent memory. But I mean,
Louisville before all them allegations.
Louisville, I forgot about that. That's right. Well, that was when they was in the Big East, though, right? Still, I don't think
I
they've
think
been
they
good
were
since they
kind of good
moved.
at the beginning of when they first got to the
Yeah,
ACC, but besides that, they've been kind of
they ain't
trash.
really. Yeah.
Yeah,
Is Florida State been okay too? I mean,
yeah,
they got the longest tenured coach in the ACC, I believe.
yep. Mm-hmm.
Hamilton, right? Leonard
Hamilton, yep.
Hamilton, I think is his name.
Gastonia
Um,
native.
yeah. So there you go. So I mean, these like the ACC has always been the best conference to me from head to toe. Now that doesn't mean that they're going to win a championship every year.
Mm-hmm.
But to me, when you look at the teams that are in there, I think for sure the ACC is still the best. And I think this season they've proven that even though a lot of the teams had down years, they got 4 teams in the Sweet 16 right now.
Yeah,
So clearly the conference was kind of tough this season for you know what I'm saying?
yep,
I do think the Big 12 is actually on the rise. I think they're a very good conference right now. I think the SEC they have
they
they
got
got
exposed.
Alabama.
They got
They got
exposed in
they
the
did got
tournament.
exposed, but they still have a lot of teams that make it. Alabama, Auburn, Kentucky, Tennessee is really good. South Carolina is pretty good, right?
Really good
Like
season for them. Yeah,
yeah, like these are the SEC has they probably you could probably say that they I don't know why people aren't saying that they had the best season out of all the conferences, you
yeah,
know. But yeah, so to answer your question though, the ACC is still the best because when it's time when March hit, who gonna be there?
yep.
It's gonna be the ACC.
Yeah, no, I agree 100%. I mean, like you said, let's just be honest. Duke and North Carolina fans, y'all can probably agree on this. In the last 30 years, y'all are the standard. Let's just be honest. Duke and North Carolina are both the standards. When it comes to programs and winning and being relevant, Duke and North Carolina are the absolute standards. Like you said, UConn would like a word as well. They could throw their name in the hat a little bit, stuff like that. Kentucky as well, who, like you just said, kind of seems like they're on a little bit of a decline. But when it comes to legitimate teams that have a chance to win it all every single year, Duke and North Carolina, they're going to be there every time. I mean, that's just what it is. When they get to March, that's when the ACC shows up. That's how it's been. I'm about to be 30 in 29 in a couple days. I'm telling you, my whole life, every time the ACC show up in March, they show up. It don't matter what the circumstance is. It don't matter. They're going to show up, and that's really led by Duke and Carolina. You think teams like Clemson and teams like Florida State and teams like NC State and Wake Forest, who I think should have got in, and Pittsburgh should have got in over Virginia.
And Pittsburgh, yeah.
In my opinion. But you don't think those teams are getting tested by those two great powerhouses when they play each other? Yeah, they're getting tested. That's how they're getting better and knocking off teams like Auburn and guys like that because they played teams like that are Baylor, teams that are just that good. So, in my opinion, I think the ACC is still the best conference in college basketball. It's been that way for, like I said, really for the last 30 years. I think the Big East back in the day could have made an argument for them, but I mean, it's still the ACC in my personal opinion. But yeah,
I think really when you look at it, if I had to rank the power, let's see, I guess the Pac-12 was still around, but if I had to rank the 4, I would say ACC in basketball. Probably I would go ACC, probably Big 12. Yeah, maybe. SEC, they probably neck and neck, and then the Big 10 would probably be after that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, but yeah, man. But like you said, though, I mean, let's talk about it though. Out of all those 4 teams, who do you think the ACC teams, or really just give me who you think gonna win the national championship? Who you like that's left?
That's a great question. So I like Houston a lot.
Yeah.
I like UConn. I mean, UConn's like the favorite. Everybody's picking. I think UConn's the best team in the country too right now. But it's just hard for me. I've seen so many teams that come in as the best team in the country lose. So I'm just kind of like a little leery that everybody is picking UConn. Don't sleep on North Carolina, bro. Do not sleep on North Carolina either. They're really talented. They're really veteran. But I think UConn is the best team in this field that's left. But as far as who I think is going to win, I think it's going to be UConn. I think it's going to be either Houston or North Carolina personally. And I'm not going to lie. I can't believe I'm saying this. I wouldn't sleep on Clemson either. Clemson's such a streaky team, and they're kind of veteran too.
Real
Again,
veteran. That's the problem.
they're a team that you don't never know what you're gonna get from them. Like if
Yeah.
they show up like the way they showed up the last couple of days, they could beat Arizona in LA. I mean, that's the truth. If they show up the way they've been playing, but we'll see. But I would probably lean right now Houston winning it all, and I would probably say right behind them North Carolina.
Yeah, I like that. I'm not mad at you at all. I still like UConn,
Yeah,
but I'm, obviously what you said though. I mean, it happens literally every year.
every
The
year.
best team,
That's the only reason I'm not
yeah,
like picking you. UConn is by far to me the best
the
team
best
left,
team. Yeah,
but it's just I'm a
it
little.
happens every year. I mean, Kentucky was undefeated all the way to the Final Four.
That's what I'm
That
saying.
that 1 year, all the way,
That's why
and lost in the Final Four, man.
I'm not pulling the trigger on it.
Yeah, I actually had Kentucky going real far. I had them in the
I
final.
did too. I had to
in
make
the-
it
in the-
to this weekend, to Sweet 16.
yeah, I had them making it to the championship game against UConn.
Oh yeah, no, that's crazy. I ain't
Yeah,
going that
and
far.
I did. I mean, I just thought. I mean, listen,
Kentucky is too streaky. They got too many young guys. Like I know Dillingham is really good and stuff like that, but like they don't have enough experience. I think nowadays, and what you're seeing is these teams that have experienced players, they're advancing farther in the tournament. Like you have to go in. It's still okay to get your, 5-star, maybe 3 or 4 of them, maybe even 2. I might lower it to maybe 2 of them, and then do the rest through the portal. Because as you can see, look at all the ACC teams we're talking about. Clemson, veteran team.
everybody a senior.
Everybody's a senior or junior in the portal.
Graduate.
They got a lot of those guys in the portal. Look at NC State, same thing. Veteran team in the portal, getting the older guys. North Carolina, I think I seen something today that said they older than the LKC Thunder age.
Yeah, they are.
Like, they went in the portal, got that white dude, I think his name Cormac Ryan or something like that. Got him. When you look at these teams, Duke is pretty young, but honestly, the knock on Duke is they need veterans. Now they are led by their point guard Roach. He's been in there for a couple years now, but they need more veterans. And Duke, honestly, no shade to Duke, they really just need to be a little bit more aggressive. In my personal opinion, I think Duke is too soft a little bit.
Which is crazy to think because they usually
they usually tough. But I think Snyder or Scheider, whatever his name is, Shire. I think his personality like rubs off on that team, and I think he got too much of a laid back personality, and I think that rubs off on that player as well. We just got some breaking news too as well. They just announced that John Calipari is going to remain the head coach at Kentucky next season. So I know there was a report today saying like his job was pretty much up for balance, and the decision was going to be made soon. So that's breaking news, I guess, coming in just now.
I mean, he got a lot.
I mean, they didn't have a choice. They weren't paying him $33 million.
They ain't paying that, man.
Let's just be honest. They were going to bring him back for at least one more year. So we'll kind of that's not really a surprise to me. But yeah, like I was saying, I think Duke needs to get a little bit more physical. And I think they need veteran presence. I think they need to go in the portal and get some guys as well coming in this year. I know they got a stacked freshman class coming in with the Cooper Flag guy and all that, but I think they need another some more veterans and stuff.
Man, that dude should have been at Clemson. He right up that alley, bro. You see the best players on our team. You see what they look like, bro. Yeah. We should have got. Yeah. But listen, let me ask you this too, real quick, before we before we move on. But so I know you're not really a Clemson guy in basketball, at least. But seeing how we're doing right now, what do you think? Because unfortunately, well, I won't even say unfortunately at this point, but it is what it is. We know that Brad Brownell, so his contract was actually expiring this year, but it's pretty clear he's gonna get another extension.
Yeah, he's gonna be back.
Yeah. Last time they made the Sweet 16, he got an extension. So he know when his job on the line, he actually lock in.
Yeah.
Which is ironic because it coincides with our senior class. So we're losing a lot next year. We're probably gonna be 17 and 16 next year. But how do you think this Sweet 16 run is going to affect our recruiting and our transfer portal?
So one thing I will give Brownell attaboy about is he does get in that portal. He gets in that portal. He works. He get guys that fits his scheme. But I'm just telling y'all now, it's going to be the same show with Clemson in basketball. They're gonna do the same loop de loop shit that they do. God forgive me for cursing. Sorry. They're gonna do the same thing they do every year. They're gonna go like next year. So he just went Sweet 16 this year, right? Next year they'll go 19-13, miss it, go to the NIT. The year after that, they'll go 18-14, miss the tournament again. And then all of a sudden, oh, he's on the hot seat, right? He gets him into the tournament. He wins one game. That saves him another year. He does it again the next year. He gets to the tournament. He wins a game. It's just the same cycle with Clemson in basketball. And for me, as a recruit, why would I want to go to Clemson when I know we ain't going to do nothing but go to, the first and second round? And at best, when my coach is on the quote unquote hot seat, then that's when he's going to start coaching say, oh yeah, let's start winning. That's why I quit pulling for Clemson basketball 15 years ago. Because of that, because I know what the deal is.
It's always the big game too. Like like I said, we'll start. And the funny thing is, it's the teams that we supposed to beat, them the ones that we lose to. It's Clemsoning is now in basketball. Remember how they used to say Clemsoning? That's what it is. I mean, we lost to who was it? That was Miami. Wasn't no good this year. We lost to them.
They lost to Georgia Tech. I don't know how they lost that game.
Yeah, Wake Forest. I think we just lost to them. Boston College was the one.
Boston College. Yeah,
like
it's the same. It's the same story with Clemson basketball.
But then we'll beat North Carolina at home. We'll play Duke real close. You know what I'm saying? That's
the Brad Brunell. That's the Brad Brunell experience, bro. Which is why I stopped pulling for them years ago.
Let me drop this on you too. This is insane. So I looked this up the other day. Oliver Purnell, you know the last coach that we had before Brownell. By the way, he's been there. So Tony Bennett and John Calipari, he came to Clemson a year after they got to where they was at.
Yeah.
To Kentucky and Virginia. So he been there that long. So we not exaggerating. He wasn't exaggerating when he said 15 years ago. It's literally been 14 years. Like yeah. Mm-hmm. Oliver Purnell went to 3 NCAA tournaments in 3 seasons. So he went 3 in a row and got fired.
That's why I quit pulling for him. When Clemson fired Purnell, I was done with them. I said I'm done. I'm not pulling for them anymore.
Brad, now they got bounced in the first round all 3 times, but they still made it.
They made it. That's what I'm saying.
Made it. Brad Brownell has been to 4 NCAA tournaments in 14 years.
4.
And he went to the NIT a couple times. We went to the semifinals before. We got bounced in the first round so many times. We got bounced in the first round, I think, twice in before these last 2 Sweet 16 appearances. But man, it's just those are the type of things that kind of make you wonder, is Clemson serious about basketball?
They're not. I mean, let's just be real. We know it. We're a football school. It's just it's what it is. I mean, and I'm cool with that personally because I don't pull with Clemson basketball because I already know what they're gonna do. It's the same.
I wanna be able to root for these guys. I mean, I do.
Absolutely.
I do,
and don't get me wrong, the Clemson team this year is a pretty likable team too. Like they got a lot of good players on there. Tyson, they got some good players on there. Not Tyson.
Shelflin and Hall.
That's what I was trying to say. PJ Hall. But like they got some really good players on there, man. So they got what's that guy that they got that used to play at Syracuse? He was really good coming to high school. I think his last name's like Gilliard or something like that. Girardi. Yeah. Him too.
They got some really good players. Shooter. Yeah, I mean, it's I like the squad. Like, it's really good. It just sucks that literally every last one of them that you just named is gone next year. Like the best case scenario.
Clemson's not gonna fire. They're not gonna fire Brunell now.
No.
He's gonna be locked in for another 6 years, and you're gonna go through the same exact cycle. We're gonna be trash the next 2 years. You'll be competitive 1 year, and then when he gets on the hot seat in the 4th or 5th year, they'll say, "Oh, let's turn up the heat on him. You need to win something." He'll go to the Sweet 16, and you'll get bounced right home.
Right.
I mean, it's the same story. So that's why I quit pulling for Clemson in the first place. Because once they did Brunell like that, I was like, "Yeah, no, I'm done." Y'all they ain't even get that man a full 4 years of getting, like, he made it to the tournament 3 years in a row. They cut him. They said it's over.
I think he had like, he made them postseason. So he was, I remember I read it the other day. He was at Clemson 6 seasons.
Yeah, he was at Clemson 6 years.
I believe his first season he made the NIT. I think he missed it the next season. And I think he made the NIT 2 seasons in a row, and then the tournament 3 seasons in a row after that. So he
But
made the
he was
postseason.
showing progression though. And
Exactly.
that's what made me mad about it, because I was like, bro, they getting better every year.
Every
And
single
y'all just
year.
pulled it with Brunell. Clemson ain't got better every year. Out of anything, they've been up and down, up and down,
They've
up and
been up
down.
and down. Like me and my dad was on the phone the other day. You should see, like, you should literally see what it looks like. His first year at Clemson, I think I think that was the only, they was okay. I think they might have actually had 20 wins, but the year after that, they had a losing season.
That's what
And
I'm
then they went
saying.
like 16 and 15,
That's
17
how they
and
do.
14. And then that fourth year, 20 wins. You know what I'm saying? Then
Got on that hot
the next 2 years, teams.
Yep.
Then that fourth year, they made the Sweet 16. You know what I'm saying?
That's how
25
they do.
wins.
That's how
It's crazy, bro. It's
that's why I quit pulling for them. But anyway, last thing we're gonna talk about tonight. I know you wanted to talk about the Future album a little bit.
Oh yeah,
before we sign out. Tell me how you feel about the album. What were some of your favorite songs on there?
Man, so oh shoot, I kind of had already forgot about it. But yeah, let me pull it up.
You
So
good, bro.
it's I liked it. So you know, Future, that's my dude. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I've been rocking with Future for a long time. But like when I first heard it, I was like, it's all right. You know what I'm saying? Now I have the car that I drive to work every day. The speakers in it ain't really worth nothing. So, you know, obviously when you listen to a producer collaborated album, like Metro, somebody that's gonna have a lot of bass and booming, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
It didn't hit in my company car. But when I got in my car, I was like, hold on. I was like, these songs hard as I don't know what, boy.
Mm-hmm.
So I like it. I think my favorite songs off it, he had a nice little stretch between track 8 and track 13. Magic Don 1, Cinderella, Running Out of Time, Fried, Ain't No Love, and Everyday Hustle with Rose. I think them is probably the hits. Like that with Kendrick Lamar. Obviously, we got to talk about that because that kind of threw social media for a loop. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But what songs did you like? What was your favorites? Off
To be honest with me, the song I've been playing back to back for like the last 2 days is Slimed In. I love that song for some reason.
Surprise, bro. That
is my favorite song on the album right now. It's Slimed In. I like Fried. I like Fried too. Fried, She's a Vibe. I like that song. Yeah. That's a pretty good one too. I know everybody's talking about like that song, but to me, Slimed In is my favorite song on the whole album.
Really?
I've been playing that thing back to back, low key. I'm not even gonna hold you.
I'm not gonna hold you. Dang, that kind of I need to. I like
that kind of like melodic stuff a little more. So he kind of got more in his bag with the melodic.
With that. Yeah, I feel because I was listening to it, I was like, man, I don't know. This might be the one that I might have to. I ain't gonna call it a skip, but I was just like, I don't know.
I like Slime. That's just my personal preference. That was my favorite song on the whole album.
Yeah,
and like I said, I ain't gonna lie too. I like the song at the end too. Where My Twin. I like that song.
Yeah, I do too. Yeah.
I like that one as well.
Yeah, that one real smooth. I like that one. It's short. It's always the short songs.
Yeah,
yeah. But no, I'm with you on that one. But so like that. Kendrick versus Drake versus Cole. Well, Kendrick versus Drake and Cole. So out of all those 3 rappers, who do you like the best, and what you think about like what they talking about, that beef?
So ask me that question again, because I want to make sure.
So I was saying, so who out of Kendrick, Drake, and Cole do you think that's the big 3, and who do you like the best out of all of them?
So I really don't get the whole big 3 talk personally. I guess those are like the 3 most they probably have in our generation. They probably have the most accomplishments. It's probably J. Cole, Kendrick and Drake. So I guess I get it. As far as a pure rapper, I think J. Cole's better than both of those guys, to be honest with you. Most popular, obviously, is Drake. Because he's Drake, But to me, my favorite out of that group is probably Kendrick, to be honest with you.
Word?
Yeah, I've loved Kendrick since I was in high school. So I'm a big fan of Kendrick. I'll probably say J. Cole second and Drake third. But as far as like bar for bar, who's probably better? I think I'm probably going to say J. Cole is actually better than Kendrick as far as bar for bar. But Kendrick is a guy I really I guess he kind of reminds me of my high school years and stuff like that in college. So I guess that's why I really kind of like cultivate with Kendrick a little more. But yeah, I mean that's just what it is. I think I think rap is good when it's a little competition going on. When it's a little
heat.
smack talking and going on. We don't want nobody to get hurt, obviously, but it's always good when it's a little matter going back and forth. In my personal opinion, but I had a question for you. So you a big Future fan, I know for a fact.
Yeah.
Like, how you feel about is him and Drake beefing? Like, what's the word on that?
So everybody's saying they are. I really don't. I still don't see how they are. You know what I'm saying? I still don't see it. Maybe
I
they
know
are.
Metro. I know Metro and Drake had problems in the past.
Yeah, I was gonna say Metro and Drake have problems. I really don't even think Kendrick and Drake got problems, got beef. I just think you think they got actually like hate each other beef.
I think they got hate each other beef, bro. I ain't gonna lie. Because Kendrick been talking crazy about Drake for like 6-7 years now, minimum.
But I feel like, see, this the thing about rap though that kind of throws me for a loop. So these guys now, they make it sound so buddy and friendly that sometimes you don't know, because people are saying what would Pluto do is now a diss. But I was like, bro, he's shouting out Future. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I was like, that's because that's his dog. Like they really are.
That's why I was so confused on why Kendrick got on the song with Future and diss Drake. I was like, hold on. I thought they was homeboys, but I did see something on the internet saying Drake and Future beefing over a woman, of course.
So, and now Metro he actually came out and said that ain't true. Metro himself, he said that they not beefing over the girl. Now they might actually be beefing. Somebody said that they beefing over the fact that Drake did the album with 21 instead of Future. So people were saying that, and I'm gonna give my 2 cents on it, but people were saying that Future had What a Time to Be Alive too with Drake. It was ready, it was recorded, all ready to go, and Drake decided to scrap it for Her Loss with 21.
With 21, gotcha.
And Future was kind of a little upset about that, because like, and I think some people said that it wasn't even so much that he decided to scrap the album. It's the fact that he decided to scrap the album and do one with somebody else. And I think
which makes sense. That would make me feel some type of way too if somebody did.
Yeah, and I think now what I think it is though, I don't know how you feel about this, but back when What a Time to Be Alive first came out, the first one, the original one, when that came out, I thought Future had the better bars. I thought he was the better
absolutely. He did. You know he did.
And that's why I feel like Drake probably was like, because
he don't want to get washed again.
He didn't want to get washed again. Exactly. Yeah. He didn't want to get washed again, because when you look at the 21 album, he didn't give 21 a chance to wash him, because 21 was barely on the album.
Yeah, he was barely on the album. Yeah.
I think I seen somewhere that said Drake had 71% of the bars on that album.
I believe that. 29. Because Future definitely watched him on What Time to Be Alive.
Killed him. Like, and it's not like it was a competition, but I mean, when you go back to it, Future had the better and I'm not talking about because Jumpman was obviously the kind of the hit on the album. But like if you actually like the album and listen to the album song for song, Future had everything. He had the better verses on every single song.
Yeah.
Damn near, except for maybe like Diamonds Dancing. You know what I'm saying? And Big Rings, but like, I don't know, man. I don't think they really beefing, but maybe they are. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe.
I don't know. And as far as like the Kendrick Cole and Drake thing, I think now Cole always like, man, I love these guys. These my dudes. I'm glad we all together. Cole ain't about that.
Yeah, he ain't really with the beef stuff.
He ain't beefing with nobody like that. He gonna tell it how it is, but he ain't gonna beef with nobody like that.
Right.
Drake and Kendrick. See, I think Drake, he need to really man up though, because Kendrick literally sending a shot to your head.
Yeah.
It wasn't even really at Cole. He was sending a shot straight to Drake. But see, Drake talking about some, man, I don't beef, I don't do this, I don't do that. But yet you sending subs to Meg the Stallion.
Meg the Stallion.
You know right. Like I like Drake. I do like his music. Like, I'm not gonna sit here and hold you, but he be fronting, bro. Like, you gotta, like, this man is basically telling you that you ain't gonna do nothing about it. I'm on your head and you ain't gonna do nothing about it. And I'm better than you.
Pusha pretty much did the same thing, but because Pusha wasn't as popular as Drake, Wasn't everybody gonna take push aside,
right, yeah,
you
and
know?
it's like, man, and I just feel like Drake need to, if he about it, get in the lab,
Yeah,
drop a track on Kendrick, and get in and do something. You know what I'm saying? If you
yeah,
know, like you've been talking about Meg this whole time, go ahead, talk about the boy that's been talking about you. You know what I'm
right,
saying?
exactly,
All
yeah.
on your head, but hey, but
Yeah, I'm with you. Like I said, if he gonna talk that, he need to stand up behind it.
he
Drake,
need
you
to
supposed to
stand on
be recognized as one of the biggest rappers of all time.
right.
You gotta stand on business if somebody
You got
comes
to
at you
stand on
crazy.
business, bro.
Yeah.
Exactly. And
So
and and that verse that Kendrick had, I do want to say it was hard though. I
yeah.
got to give Kendrick his flowers. Like,
Mhm.
so you say you a big Kendrick guy. I'm not,
Yeah.
like, at all, really, to be honest
Mhm.
with you. And that's nothing against him. I just,
Yeah.
I prefer Drake and J. Cole to him all day.
Mhm.
But like that bar, they saying they playing that in the club.
Mhm.
Kendrick Lamar in the club, bro. Oh
It's
man,
crazy.
you know, you know, it's fire when you getting plays in the club like that. And they
Yep.
say it was on repeat in the club, bro.
Yeah, I believe
So,
it.
but yeah, man.
Yeah, man. Interesting. But hopefully Drake gives a response back. So, man, what a great episode. Man, season 2, we back. Episode 1 coming to a conclusion here. What an episode. Really, also as well, if you are on YouTube, go ahead and like this video so we can get some more people to subscribe to the channel. And like I said, just subscribe to the podcast on iTunes, Spotify. We everywhere pretty much with it, man. So go ahead and like that. Follow us on Twitter as well, TCT Podcast 1, and on Instagram, same thing, TCT Podcast. We've been posting more graphics and stuff over there, so definitely follow us there, man. We're glad to be back. I see AB said, "Good to have y'all back." We definitely back, man, and we excited about season 2. We just excited. So we definitely glad to be back, man. I got a quick question for you.
Uh huh.
Over under, how many months or years you think till Diddy in jail?
Man. Hey, what that
Over
50
under
be
months
saying?
till Diddy in jail. 5.
What that 50 be saying? Did he do it?
Take that. Take that.
Man, I got him. I think he'll be in there, bro. I ain't gonna hold you. Give it. You said 5.
Yeah, over under 5 months, bro.
The way they rated his stuff,
They knocked his stuff in, bro.
I ain't gonna hold you. It might be doggone 3. He might be
You
in there
feel
quick.
me? When the
He might
feds
be in
come
there
knocking
quick.
like that, boy, they
They say that's what 50 said. He was like, "Look, bro." He's like, if
they
they come
coming.
knocking, that means they found. They means they know
Yeah,
something in there.
they know something. One girl already said she ready to flip. some girl, I think they said she was at Motown or something like that. They said she ready to flip. They already said if the feds come knocking and they need anything, call me.
Dang,
It's
bro.
over for him, bro.
Bro, he did all them people so dirty and so wrong. Back then, and I've heard a lot of people on the come up, and this is talking about financially what he
Yeah,
was
yeah.
doing
And
to
this
people.
ain't even talking about nothing
This don't
crazy.
even talk. This ain't even talking about the actual nasty
Yeah.
stuff that he was doing to
Mm-hmm.
people. Man, he gonna be out of there, bro. He gonna be out of there,
But you
and
saying
it's
under 5 months?
yeah. I'm with you. I'm with you.
Yeah,
Under 5.
I think he gonna be arrested by
I'm with you,
mid June, mid July. It wouldn't
bro.
surprise me at all if arrest warrants are out for him June, July. It wouldn't.
If we talking about arrests, man, we might be talking. I think we talking about sooner now. If you talk about when the sentencing and he actually in jail and sitting behind bars, it's gonna be. That's when I think it'll be. I think it's gonna be by the end of this year for sure.
Oh yeah, for sure.
For sure.
He definitely going
Yeah,
down by the end of the year for sure.
yeah.
But
And
yeah,
good.
man.
People like that don't need to be out here. They
No,
definitely
no,
don't need to be making
no
money.
money in the world should have you out here doing the stuff he
Right.
got going on.
Right.
Ridiculous. But again, another good episode, man. We back. We'll be back next Tuesday as well, man. We appreciate the love and support. Y'all was going crazy in the comments today. We had 77 viewers through Twitter. Also as well, YouTube. Man, y'all went crazy today. So we appreciate the love and support, man. We thank y'all. And we'll be back next week, man. Again, man. Cam, did you want to say anything before we end it up, man?
Yeah, I was gonna say, season 2, be on the lookout. We're gonna have more guests this
Yep,
time.
absolutely. Yep.
you know, a lot of our friends want to come on, so we want to get a lot of our friends on. We want to get a lot more, you know, a lot more involvement. We're gonna try to, you know, do some new things, more games, right?
Yeah.
We was talking about. So just be on the lookout. You know, TikTok, Instagram, Twitter, wherever you get your podcast, YouTube as well. We out there.
Yep.
So yeah, so y'all come check us out, man. Appreciate
Yep.
all the
Most
love and
definitely,
support.
man. Yeah, most definitely. All right, man. Like I said, we'll be back next week, same time, 6:30. We appreciate y'all love and support, and we will holler at y'all next week. Thank y'all for y'all's love and support again.